Yo guys, it's Junior Fira here to bring you another segment of Chekki-Rou! Number, I think we're on 8. I think 8, and today we're doing Inferno Cop, aka Inferno Cop. Yeah, before I get into the review, I think the Reborn one-shot's coming out today, so expect a reaction / review to that. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. So expect that either like tomorrow, day after, whenever someone can be fucked to translate it. But yeah, review of Inferno Cop. Now, Inferno Cop, normally I have to do research for this. Normally I'm like, when was it made? Who made it? But I don't have to do research because it's just off the top of my head, because I know this shit. So, Inferno Cop was made in December 2012 and finished in March 2013. This month. That's right now. That's right now. And it was made by Studio Trigger. Studio Trigger are known for making Gurren Lagann. Just beautiful series. Known for helping make JoJo's Bizarre Adventure animation-wise. And Maggie. Yeah. And helped make Black Rock Shooter and Neon Genesis Evangelion. You know, the one where they wear the fucking tight suits and it's just like, for the girls, for the guy, no. Just stop it. Stop it. What are you wearing? But yeah, it's an action series and a gag. And it's mainly a gag manga. Anime. It's mainly a gag series. Because it's just, they're slacking in everything. Slacking in plot. Slacking in plot. Slacking in animation. Slacking in character development. Just all of that. Just slacking in all of that. And it's like they're doing it on purpose, because when they've done series such as Gurren Lagann, you know they're taking the piss out of a series. You know they're taking the piss out of a series when they make it like that. And I first found this because everyone was talking about it, but I found it when I was on the anime website, and when I found it, everyone else was going on about it at the same time. And I was like, oh, let me just check it out. I'd already seen it. And then I went, let me do a reaction video to it. And I watched it, and it was funny. That's what I can't say it was good. I can say it was funny. The first episode's probably the funniest. Yeah, definitely. The first episode's probably the funniest. I think episode 11 was quite funny. But yeah, there's 13 episodes. I watched all of them once a week, and the thing is about it is they're 3-minute long episodes, so not that hard to watch. I mean, it's not that demanding on marathoning the whole thing. I mean, how long is that? That's not even like that's less than what? Let me do some maths. Wait a second, that's less than 40 minutes, if I'm correct. That's around 40 minutes. So that's around 40 minutes, so that's fine. You can marathon all of that shit. When it comes down to the characters, the character himself, the main character, Inferno Cop! He's a cool character. He looks flipping sick. He's like a cop, he's got the gun, he's like, because the animation's flipping shit, it's like one photo of them and they just move around like this. And he's got flames. He's a cool looking character. Yeah, he's fine. All the characters look cool, and they could look better if they were to move now. And some characters are just so random, you're just like, where? And the henchman characters, you're just like, there? So when it comes down to characters are a little bit slacking, but at the same time, some of them look pretty cool if they were to have been animated properly, like Inferno Cop, Mr. Judge, I forgot the massive robot, if he was to be animated, that would have been pretty beast. Yeah, and he reminds me of the robot that's just been showed in One Punch Man, the latest chapter of One Punch Man. That guy loves to just show panels of just nothingness. But anyway, I'm rambling. The characters, yeah, if they were to be animated, they'd be much cooler than just photos. Character development. when you get into character development, I mean, there's none. There's like none. I mean, towards the end there is character development. Actually, yeah. When you get to the end, there is character development, and for the main villain at the end, there is character development. But it's so entwined with everything else that the character development just seems lackluster. And is lackluster the word? Probably not. It just seems a bit bad. And just redundant and not really there. So when it comes down to character development, because there's not a lot of characters that are shown apart from Inferno Cop, Hellfire Boy, that robot, his grandma, no, his auntie. Apart from that, it's just like nothing really, because a lot of characters are trolled within that episode. So it's like you meet this new character, and that character will just get killed in that episode, and you'd be like, oh, okay, cool, that's alright, cool. Don't message me, I'm doing a review, you fucking cunt. Now, when we get onto soundtrack is just the soundtrack is, how can I put this? How can I put this in a non-bad way? Basic, very basic. There's like, I think there's like 3 different soundtracks, and they're all very basic. Like the stuff you'd find on like the stuff you would find from a library if you just like went on soundtracks, or if you were on like YouTube and you typed in sad song, that would be the song that's on Inferno Cop. Happy song, that would be the song that's on Inferno Cop. And I'm gonna entwine the voice acting into the soundtrack as well, because the voice acting, it sounds like it's done by one person, so it's pretty poor. But considering it's a gag manga, gag anime, they done well. That was a smart move, not taking the voice acting too seriously, because if they did, it will give the show a bit more depth, and people don't want that if it's just a gag series. If it's just made for jokes, one person doing it. I think it's about 3 people voice acting, maximum. But yeah, they don't even have an opening, because the opening would probably be longer than the actual flipping episode itself. So yeah, they have a little bit. They have like a little 10-second segment at the beginning, and then okay. And the soundtrack at the end on the last episode is actually very good. It's like, Inferno, Inferno. So yeah, I like that one. And the soundtrack at the end is basically the soundtrack in the beginning. So when the credits goes, that's it, Mr. my way, that's right, yeah, Inferno Cop, down in front of Cop. And I like that one. That one's pretty cool. My skin's bare dry. I just want to cream my face at the moment, but I'm doing a review. Half-assed review for a half-assed show. But yeah, plot. The plot is just, I don't get it. It's like, okay, let me do it this way. I'm walking down the road and like I trip over, and there's an ant colony, and they turn me into a little person, so then they can beat me up, and then the episode ends there, and you're like, what? And then I'm in the ant colony and I'm chilling with the ants now, and then I'm walking now with the ant colonies, and they're about to kill me, and then some bee comes down, and the bee attacks them, and the bee saves me, and I'm flying with the bee, and then I fall off, and then I fall into an aeroplane, and there's a terrorist attack happening in the aeroplane, and then I go big, and then they think I'm a terrorist as well, so then I have to go to prison now, and I'm in prison in that episode, in the whole episode span. Like, the plot is so fucked up. You just be like, what? It's so hard to keep a grasp of. But there is slight connections in each one. Like if you try and connect episode, let's say 3 to episode 13, there's a slight connection. Episode 4 to episode 8, there's a slight connection. Slightest connection. Slight connection. And if I was to give it a rating out of 30, for it being a gag, I'd give it a 24. For it being an anime show, I'd give it a 15. So I'm gonna go with 18. Yeah, I'm gonna give it 19. Fuck it, 19. So I'm gonna give it 19 out of 30. Half-assed review for a half-assed series, but go and check it out. Go and Chekki-Rou! But yeah, this has been the Junior Fuhrer. 3 minute Clay. Peace.